Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are absolutely fine. Welcome you again to the Google Classroom of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Dear students, in the previous class, we have discussed about luminous and non-luminous objects. As you know, light falls on so many objects. When the sun rises, the sunlight falls on each and everything that is there on the earth.
In certain object, when light falls, image is formed. One beautiful example is mirror. So what happens when you take a mirror? In presence of light. When I say light, it could be the light from the bulb, it could be the light from the tube light, it could be the light from the sun. So in presence of light, when you keep a mirror in front of you, what do you see? Yes, you are able to see your beautiful face, your image. So basically, when light falls on a mirror, image is formed. Now you take an example of another object like a cup of tea. Now, when light falls on it, what happens? Yes, shadow is formed, which is black in color. And if you take the same object in the dark room, you cannot able to see the shadow of this particular object, because shadows form only in the presence of light. If you take other example, glass window. Now if you are inside the house, through the glass window you are able to see the object which are present outside. But this also you are able to see in presence of light. Therefore, light falls on this glass window. It enables us to see the object present outside. So in some object, images are formed. In some object, shadows are formed. And in some object, you are able to see the other object which are present on the other side.
Objects are classified in three categories: transparent object, translucent object, opaque object. Transparent object. Objects through which we can see clearly. It is known as transparent object. Objects through which we can see but not very clearly. Such objects are known as translucent object. If we cannot see through an object at all, it is known as opaque object. So let us learn in detail what is transparent object, translucent object and opaque object.
Transparent objects. These are those objects which allows light to pass through them. Glass window. So in this case, when light falls on this glass window, it actually crosses this glass and it reaches whatever there is in other side. So in this case, light is completely passing through this window glass. And you can able to see the object which are present outside. So it is the example of transparent object. Now think of a glass. If you see through the glass, you can able to see whatever is present on the other side. Transparent sheet, plastic scale. So these are the examples of transparent objects. Translucent object. This object, they partially allow light to pass through them. They allow light to pass through them, but not completely. They will allow some portion of light to pass and they will block some part of it. Example of translucent objects be butter paper and cellophane sheet. So this kind of paper are not completely transparent like plastic, and you cannot able to see what is there on other side. But roughly you can able to see. Frosted glass. It is often used in office. Frosted glass is another example of translucent object. So when you're able to see through this glass, it is not clear because light is not allowed to pass through this glass completely. Now until and unless light properly does not fall on an object, we cannot able to see it clearly. So basically, butter paper, cellophane sheet, frosted glass, these all are examples of translucent objects. Opaque objects. These are those objects which do not allow light to pass through them. So they completely block light. So in this case, what happens to the light which falls on the object? Let's take an example of cupboard. Now what happens when light falls on a cupboard? Are you able to see whatever is present behind the cupboard? No, because cupboard blocks light. It does not allow light to go beyond it. What happens to light when it falls on the cupboard? So that light bounces back or light get absorbed by the cupboard. So in opaque object, light doesn't pass through them at all. Now for example, table, bricks, metal, these all are the examples of opaque objects.
So dear students, today we have discussed about transparent object, translucent object and opaque object. And with the help of an example, we have learned what is transparent, what is translucent and opaque objects. So dear students, I have attached the URL video and notes to the classroom. And there will be a test paper related to this topic. So all of you attend the test paper and post it. See you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.